Pokemon, an innocent game full of cute creatures and fun stories. Or is it? What if I told you there was a much darker side to the franchise we all know and love? Hello and welcome. My name's Sean, aka the Pokemon Goth, and in this series, I'm going to be looking at the true horror behind some of the strangest Pokemon to exist, the Ghost types. We're going to be starting with the first Ghost type Pokemon in the National Pokédex. Some say it's a creature from another dimension. Some say it is formed of a poisonous smog. This is Gastly. Let's start with the stats. Gastly is a ghost/poison type Pokemon introduced in Generation 1. It is number 92 in the Pokédex, 1.3 meters tall, and with a weight of only 0.1 kilograms. In the video games, it has a catch rate of 190 and evolves at level 25 into Haunter. The name Gastly is a portmanteau of gas and ghastly. A gas is a substance which has no fixed shape, but also no fixed volume. It is neither a solid or a liquid. Ghastly is defined as meaning something which causes unspeakable horror and fear. Together these words conjure images of something quite terrifying. Before it was named, this Pokemon had the prototype name Spirit. Gastly's body is entirely gaseous. That is to say, it is almost completely weightless. Because of this, the Pokemon can slip through any gap that it desires and can even make itself invisible. Gastly is so light, in fact, that they can be blown apart by a strong wind. In fact, it is reported that groups of these Pokemon often hide under houses to escape such weather conditions. These Pokemon are often found in the darkest and most troubled of locations. In Pokemon Red and Blue, they can be found in the Pokemon Tower, Graveyard of Lost Souls. In Diamond and Pearl, they appear in the Old Chateau, an abandoned house, and the Lost Tower, another graveyard. In many of the other games, they reside in the depths of the darkest forests. So here's where things get really sinister. Gastly is said to be able to envelop its enemies, regardless of size. What happens next varies depending on which Pokédex you're asking. Some say the enemy is put to sleep. Some say it then suffocates. Perhaps even more disturbingly, in the Pokemon Crystal Pokédex, it is stated that Gastly poisons the enemy through their skin, seeping its noxious form into every living pore until nothing is left. Imagine being lost in an abandoned house or perhaps a dark wood when all of a sudden you feel a cold, gas-like presence around you. Before you know it, you can't breathe, you feel nauseous, and everything is going dark. It's quite horrifying. It is stated that Gastly was born from gases. However, the Pokédex entry from Pokemon Ultra Sun gives us an even more macabre insight into this Pokemon's origins. It is said that gas emanating from a graveyard was possessed by the grievances of the deceased and thus became a Pokemon. Now, I hear you ask, why would there be gas emanating from a graveyard? You might need a strong stomach for this one. You see, when a human body decays, it can give off certain gases due to the microorganisms involved in the decomposition process. The science is complicated, however the gas is ultimately caused by one thing, and one thing only: death. The gases of rotting bodies combined with the unfinished business of the dead combined to birth an abomination, a poisonous Pokemon, an evil spirit. It is interesting to note that these real-life gases that do occur in graveyards may be the inspiration of the legend of the Will-O-Wisp, where people have reported seeing spectral flames dancing in the moonlight. It's theorized that some of these gases may react to the air by igniting. Let's look at some other facts. In episode 20 of Pokemon Indigo League, entitled The Ghost of Maiden's Peak, Gastly is seen to hate sunlight. Gastly, and its evolved forms, which I shall be covering in subsequent videos, are the only Pokemon to be both Ghost and Poison type. This makes them the only Poison type Pokemon to have a weakness to the Dark type. Gastly appears to resemble a severed floating head, a legend very similar to which is often found in Japanese folklore. Nukekubi are a type of yokai, or demon. They are often described as a creature that looks just like a human, except that the head can detach and fly through the air of its own accord. It's believed that these legends were started to try to convince people to stay indoors after dark, which of course fits with the idea of Gastly hating the sunlight. A Pokemon that does not want to be out in the day cannot hunt in the sun, after all. This concludes our first episode in this series. Please do subscribe, as I'm going to be covering all of the Ghost-type Pokemon. Also, feel free to give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok, where I post pretty regularly. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, don't get scared.